and I rise today to speak about the cost of living crisis and, in particular, inflation. And as I sit here and listen to the debate in the chamber, it is actually quite pathetic, because let me tell you, no one in this chamber, on both sides, have any idea on how to deal with monetary policy. And for too long, we've relied on just the RBA to think that they can manipulate the price of money on the first Tuesday of every month, and somehow that is going to solve our nation's problems. We have a productivity crisis in this country because we have forgotten how to build. We have forgotten how to go to bed, how to get out of bed in the morning, get up and put your nose to the grindstone and do the jobs that add real value. And this has been brought about by decades of reckless management and ideology. And I want to in particular touch on the financial deregulation that occurred in the 1980s, where basically all the restrictions on the way financial transactions could occur were lifted. Over the weekend, I was talking to my father, who was listening to Country Hour last week, and he was talking about the cotton industry. And the physical market in the cotton industry is worth about $42 billion. The derivative market is worth about $300 billion. When capital controls and financial controls were lifted in the 80s, it meant that derivatives were no longer required to be hedged. Okay, now, when derivatives aren't required to be hedged, it means you can basically issue unhedged derivatives. So normally you might take a cotton grower, he might decide to sell 20% of his crop to ensure that he can recoup his costs in advance, and he can receive that money in advance to help pay for part of his costs. What you now get in any market, doesn't matter whether it's primary production or metals or gold or bonds or whatever, we have an exorbitant amount of derivatives. And what that does is that takes the power of pricing away from the producers to the white-collar paper shufflers. Okay? And it's things like this, and we saw it with the deregulation of the banking system, and this was complemented by the deregulation of the banks that let them do whatever they like. And I've got blowback saying, when I say I want a public bank again in this country, they go, "Oh no, you can't do that because the State Bank of Victoria went broke." It went broke because it was allowed to buy Tricontinental, which was an investment bank at the height of the 1987 stock market, that sent that bank broke. If the Hawke-Keating government had never introduced those stupid neoliberal policies of the 80s, we would have kept, and the Button Plan, we'd still have people in jobs, doing trades and creating real value-add products. And that's what we need to get back to.
Authorised G. Rennick People First Chermside.